It has become a threat to public safety, and it is a national emergency that requires action right now. So in plain English, this is a license to operate a massive 80,000-pound truck that's being issued to foreign drivers who are not U.S. citizens or lawful permanent residents. That's why under President Trump's leadership, we have launched a nationwide audit of non-domiciled CDLs to get to the bottom of what we think is causing this crisis. Here's the bottom line. Non-citizens will not be eligible for a CDL unless they meet a much stricter set of rules. Second, all states must immediately pause the issuance of non-domiciled CDLs until they can comply with our new rules. My message is very simple. Get into compliance now, or we'll pull funding and we'll force you into compliance.
Did Trump just ban Indian truck drivers in America? Let me explain the truth. After a deadly crash in Florida involving an Indian origin driver, the Trump administration made a shocking move. They didn't cancel truck licenses completely, but they froze all foreign truck driver work visas. That means thousands of Indian, Mexican, and other immigrant drivers were suddenly left in limbo. At the same time, Trump signed a new order making English proficiency mandatory for all commercial truck drivers. In fact, the driver from Florida reportedly failed both the English test and the road sign test, sparking huge backlash online. This move has now created fear among immigrant communities. Trucking in America heavily depends on foreign-born drivers, nearly 1/3 of the industry. But now stricter visa rules and language tests mean many hardworking immigrants could lose their chance to work. So no, Trump didn't ban truck licenses, but his new policies have made it harder than ever for Indian drivers to survive in the U.S. trucking industry. What do you think? Was this about safety or politics? Drop your thoughts below.
Trucking industry just got shook up. For better or worse, you be the judge. Let me explain. 300,000 truck drivers potentially stripped of their CDL. What does that mean? Meaning you don't have the proper paperwork. No asylum seekers anymore, no work visas anymore. You must have a green card or a citizenship to able to obtain a CDL. This is mandatory in all states. Every state must comply effective immediately due to the fact of all the accidents been happening. And let's be honest, the trucking industry's been garbage for the past 4 or 5 years due to the fact there's too many truck drivers coming in from overseas. I'm all for people for a better life, but you have to come here legally to operate a semi-truck. A semi-truck, fully loaded, is a freight train. It has to be operated by a person that's properly trained, able to speak, read, and write the language. Now, even green card holders, you're not safe. What does that mean? If you get pulled over by a state trooper or you get pulled in the weigh station, they're going to test you, see if you're able to comprehend, understand, and reply back to their questions and answers, right? Now, there is no shortage of drivers. There will not be no shortage. It's oversaturated. This is, I think, is going to be benefit for every driver across the country that is here doing it the right way. When you go to distribution centers, you're going to be treated right, because these distribution centers that they check you in and check you out, they get so irritated when a driver comes in, is not able to comprehend, communicate with each other. And then the next driver that does, they think that, you're the same thing. You don't know how to understand or communicate with them. So I think that part's going to be better. The rates are going to get better because there is no cheap labor anymore. The trucking industry has been like a shit show because of cheap labor. Companies that bring in people from overseas, they get the cheap rate. They'll take it because they're not paying the driver, because the driver does not know any better how much he's supposed to get paid. So I think this is be a great opportunity for you to get your CDL, and whoever left the game, come back.
From coast to coast, America runs on trucks. The people behind the wheel carry more than just goods. They carry responsibility. But under the new CDL regulation, not everyone can qualify anymore. Today, on True Verdict, we review what it now takes to become a certified truck driver in America.
Last week, Vivek Sharma went to the DMV to renew his trucking license, but he was denied. The problem? New rules surrounding the process. As he explains in Hindi, only green card holders and U.S. citizens can get their commercial driver's license renewed. Sharma's been in the U.S. legally for the past 10 years, seeking political asylum. His final court case is next year. He's been driving a truck for the past 8 years, but now he can't. अब क्या करेंगे आप?
अभी क्या कुछ local job देखेंगे?
When asked what comes next, he says he's worried. Trucking paid well. The sudden stop in income means he won't have money to send back to his family in India. Now he will have to start over. The U.S. Department of Transportation issued emergency rules that require the DMV to stop issuing commercial driver's licenses, or CDLs, to drivers who are not U.S. citizens or permanent residents. Even those with legal work visas, like Sharma, will be denied. It says it's doing so to improve traffic safety and close loopholes in the law.
Here at the port, we have 32 languages spoken, so that gives you the diversity of people that are working the port. This is a tough business. Trucking is a tough business, and so it's we usually have minorities that come over here.
Bill Abudi runs an independent trucking company out of the Port of Oakland. He says business has slowed due to the tariffs, but even still, there's a shortage of drivers. One of his concerns is the situation could evolve into what happened during the height of the COVID pandemic.
It was a log jam of containers. We can't deliver, we can't service. I mean, the drivers fit everywhere. They deliver everything that you receive. And so when you don't have enough of them, everything just gets backed up.
The DOT is singling out California for what it calls gross negligence. It says more than 25% of CDLs given to non-citizens or non-permanent residents were improperly issued. California has until the end of the month to come into compliance or face losing millions in federal highway funding. In Oakland, Ansar Hassan, ABC 7 News.
If you're pulled over by law enforcement, you have to be able to communicate, what you have on your truck, on your rig. Now, listen, this is not a new rule. By the way, the English only requirement, or English proficiency requirement, has been on the books for a long time. It's just that Barack Obama made sure that if you violated that rule, it was a slap on the wrist. We're going back to the old rule of we're going to put your rig out of service and make sure that you don't drive if you can't speak the language, which, again, this is just common sense. This is our language, English. If you're going to get on the road with one of these potentially dangerous vehicles, speak our language.
Get on the road, speeding, no seatbelt, or even blowing through a stop sign. Not the case for two truck drivers in DeKalb County. They were just ticketed for not speaking English, making them some of the first in the state ticketed under President Trump's executive order reinstating an English-speaking mandate. WAFF 48's Nick Ballinger spoke to truckers here in the Valley, getting their thoughts on this order being enforced since June 25th. Nick?
Well, Margo, this mandate requiring all truck drivers to speak English has actually been on the books since the 1930s. Now, the president and CEO of the Alabama Trucking Association tells me that guidelines from the Obama administration loosened enforcement and lowered penalties. Now, this executive order brings back that original mandate, and we're already seeing Alabama state troopers enforcing it.
This is a ticket written by a state trooper in DeKalb County against a truck driver from Texas. This one, the driver was from Florida. What they have in common? The tickets say the drivers couldn't speak English.
The English language proficiency standard has been there for a long time.
These are some of the first tickets issued after the president's executive order reinstated enforcement and penalties in late June. Mark Colson, the president and CEO of the Alabama Trucking Association, says the order reverses an Obama administration memo and now takes the driver off the road.
It's all about safety. It's all about being able to read the rules of the road, being able to communicate with law enforcement and the general public.
Huntsville truck driver Jose Reyes says he wasn't surprised to already see tickets written. This bilingual first-generation American says he's had to translate for drivers who have been in accidents before.
I think it would be a shock to a lot of people. Drivers are out here on the road. They're operating, 80,000 pounds. And it's super dangerous. And they can't communicate. They can't read road signs. That's where the safety part of it comes in, is being able to get those drivers off the road because they can't read or write basic English.
Critics of the mandate say this could take drivers off the road in an industry that's already facing a shortage. The Commercial Vehicle Safety Alliance recommends all drivers who are pulled over to be able to speak English on a list of topics about their current job, as well as read all road signs.
And they're having to use Google Translate to be able to, talk to people. And you shouldn't have to do that.
To legally drive heavy-duty commercial vehicles in United States, Every driver must earn what is called a commercial driver's license or CDL. It is the key to one of the most essential and respected jobs in the nation, but the process has become stricter than ever. Eligibility and the new law. Under the new federal and state CDL regulation, every applicant must now be either a U.S. citizen or a lawful permanent resident, a green card holder. This means individuals without this status are no longer eligible to obtain a CDL. Regardless of driving skill or training, the law aims to tighten security, improve verification system, and ensure that those operating commercial trucks meet the country's updates. In addition, applicants must be at least 18 years old to drive within their state, or 21 years old for interstate routes and hazard materials. Holder of valid driving license, maintain a clean driving record, pass the Department of Transportation medical exam, providing they are physically fit to handle long hours on the road. 2. Knowledge test. Before ever starting the engine, each applicant must pass a written exam covering road rules and safety, vehicle inspection procedure, air brake system, cargo handling, and specialized materials such as hazardous substance, depending on the type of truck the driver will apply for. Class A, tractor, trailer, and combination vehicles. Class B, straight truck, buses, and dump truck. Class C, smaller commercial vehicle like passenger van or hazardment carrier. Skill test. Once the written test is clear, driver move to the skill test. This includes 3 core challenges: pre-trip inspection, checking every safety features of the truck from the brake to lights and tires; basic vehicle control, maneuvering, reversing, and parking under pressure. On-road test, navigating real traffic, obeying safety rules, and demonstrating control at every point. Training and cost. Training programs are offered at certified driving schools across the nation, usually last 4 to 12 weeks. Costs can range from $3,000 to $8,000, but many major trucking companies offer paid training and tuition reimbursement once you sign an employment contract. The benefits for those who make it through. The reward are steady and strong. A CDL license opens doors to some of the highest demand jobs in U.S. economy. Driver earns from $50,000 to over $100,000 per year, depending on the experience, distance, and cargo. They receive benefits like health care, paid vacations, retirement plan. Every licensed CDL driver now represents verified identity, higher standard, and greater accountability on the road. From grocery shelf to fuel station, nothing moves without American truck driver. So next time you see a semi-truck passing by, remember, behind that wheel is someone who earned that place, passed every test, and made with the toughest legal standard. They kept America's supply connect, and moving forward. This document is brought to you by True Verdict with credit of the stitches of the video that help us uncover the truth. If you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to True Verdict. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Do you think the new CDL law is fair? Or does it make it harder for good drivers to join the industry? This is True Verdict, where truth meets reality. Thanks.